Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me again today in one more episode about Todos en Todo. As you know, Todos en Todo is a new podcast, a video podcast actually. You can find it on YouTube, where we honor those people in our community that has brought us so much inspiration. People in the community that has been here for a long time and having seen this place grow and have great community. Those people who can be an artist, can be creators, can be dreamers, painters, all the people who have something to give back to their community. And by choosing to live here, have been inspired all of us to make this place more special. Today, I am honored to have here Mr. Robert Saltzman, which is a longtime resident of Todos Santos. He's a very interesting person, a photographer, he's a photographer originally. He has different faces, a psychologist. He's also an artist, author. And by having a big awakening in his life during all these years and all this journey, he has a lot of things to share for all of us and to our learning. So let's welcome. Thank you very much for being here.
Adali, thank you so much for inviting me. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. I'm very, very happy that you accept our invitation, because in the community, looking for those people that I want to interview for our podcast and put their stories out there, people more and more tell me, what about Robert Saltzman? Everybody wants to know, what are you doing? Where are you? How is your life lately? You know, we want to know a little bit about your story, and thank you so much for being so generous in sharing this story with our podcast, Todos en Todo. So, if it's okay with you, let's start with you, how you arrived to Todos Santos. What initially drove you to this community?
Well, in the 1970s, my wife and I went to Cabo San Lucas just to visit. And in those days, Cabo San Lucas was a very small town with no big buildings, no big hotels, nothing like that. Mm-hmm. And we found it very charming. And then later, we lived in New Mexico at the time, and the winters there are very severe. So we would come down here with our children, not to Todos Santos, but usually halfway down the Baja, we would drive down and spend a week or two camping on the beaches.
Okay. How many children do you have?
We have two.
2 children.
Yes.
And what year was that?
Well, this would have been the 1980s.
Okay.
We were here almost every year, not here in Todos Santos, but here in Baja California. I would say most winters in the 80s, we'd come down here.
Okay. What is your wife's name?
Catania.
And you've been married for how long?
Almost 50 years.
50 years.
I think 48 years, 49 years, something like that.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, she's a very interesting person too. Very charming, beautiful woman. I remember Catania, how I met her was she was performing belly dance in one event. Mm-hmm. And I feel very inspired by her. The way that she drive herself, pose herself, you know.
Yes.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, she's a wonderful dancer.
So let's dig a little bit into your life. I know that your life has been having different transformations over the years. Turns from art to photography to psychology to spirituality. So how was living in Todos Santos influence you to a personal growth and all your creativity work?
Well, this is such a beautiful place, and it's hard not to be inspired if you walk on the beach here or walk through the huertas. It's just beautiful. I love to walk around here. I think I've seen every road in this town at least once. I like to walk around photographing and meeting.
You're right, because that is true. I remember you the first time I saw you. It was in the desert where I take my dogs towards to the beach. We crossed this big desert. and you were with your camera, walking fast and photographing little things.
That's what I like to do, yes.
Yes, it's how I spot you the first time. So you've been described as a profound awakening in your life that shifts your life direction. So how did that experience shape you, your destination, and to settle in Todos Santos?
Well, I don't think that experience led to being here in Todos Santos.
Oh, okay.
But it was a change of careers. I had a rather surprising experience, I guess we call it. Strange thoughts, let's put it that way.
Can you share a little bit more about that awakening?
Well, in those days, I used to drive my old pickup truck out to the Rio Grande Gorge, which is this beautiful river canyon in New Mexico.
Okay.
It's got very steep sides. It's an amazing place. It's like the Grand Canyon, but smaller.
Uh-huh.
And I would just sit there on the edge of the canyon in my truck, often just thinking, And you see, when I put this into words, Adali, it won't make any sense, really. That's the problem with personal stories. But I just had this feeling, this thought, all of this is here, including Robert. And I'm not making any of it be here. This is not me. This is just everything. I'm everything. I'm part of everything. You see, when you put it into words, it sounds obvious.
Right.
Well, of course. But that really changed things for me. I had a career going on as an artist and photographer, and it began to feel like the wrong thing to be doing with my life. It was getting hard. I was having a lot of success in exhibitions and all kinds of publications and all this. But when I had an exhibition, I would have to get drunk before I could make it to the opening. And I just started to feel this is not what I should be doing. So I went back to school and got a PhD in psychology. It wasn't that hard because I had read psychology anyway. I was always interested in it.
Okay.
And began to practice as a psychotherapist.
Right.
And so that was this big change.
I heard about a very good friend in common that we have, Alvaro Colindres, which you were very good close friend with his past husband, Robert, right? Mm-hmm. That you have, in a time, one page that have a lot of followers, or still have, I don't know, that follow you with a lot of questions. They draw the question to you and you respond to them, and that grow to very big, a website.
Yes, that was, well, when I began my practice down here, this was in the early 90s, I needed to advertise it.
Oh.
In those days, the internet was not what it is now.
Right.
It was much smaller, but
right.
I made a web page, and it was just a brochure for my counseling practice. It just explaining my hours and the kind of thing I would do. And it had my email address so people could get in touch. Mm-hmm. So I began to get these questions sent to the email address. My boyfriend is doing this, now how do I handle it, this kind of thing.
Right.
So I wrote back on a couple of those, and then decided, well, I'll just publish them on the webpage so people can get an idea of how I work or what I do.
Right.
And this is very surprising, but this thing took off. It became a major website.
That's what he was talking about.
It's had millions of views, 5 or 6 million views.
Right.
I don't work on that anymore. It's just sitting there with all the old questions, but it's been years that I haven't done anything with it.
Right, because I Googled the page. Alvaro gave the page, and I Googled it, but I couldn't find it anymore.
Oh, well, that's called Ask Dr. Robert.
Ask Dr. Robert.
If you Google that, you'll probably find that. But I don't know. I haven't checked it for years. It's not what I'm doing.
Okay, you don't do it anymore.
No, I don't do that anymore.
Why?
I'm not that interested in giving advice. I know that sounds strange for a psychotherapist.
Yes.
But, you know, as I get older and see the world as it is, I feel more that each one of us has his or her own path to follow, and it's really not my place to give a lot of advice. On a personal level, I would. I mean,
Right.
if you came to me with a personal problem and
Right.
you wanted to talk about it, yes, I would. But in general advice, I don't think I have that much to say.
How you see the world now?
How I see the world?
Yeah, because you just mentioned how I see the world now. So how is the world?
Oh, did
into
I
your
say
eyes?
that? How I see? Now I'm in trouble.
I'm just curious.
Well-
You're such an interesting person that I just want to dig a little bit more. But I'm afraid, to be honest with you and to the audience, I was a little intimidated to interview Robert because I didn't know which way to go. You know, I don't want to go too deep into these questions about how you see the world, for example, because I'm afraid the answers, you know, they come. I can get into area that is not my field, and then I get it complicated, and we get it complicated for you guys. So just in simple words.
Well, no worries. If I say something stupid or you do, you can always cut it out of the video.
It's true. We can do
So
that too.
we got it covered. We'll make something out of this.
I'm just curious how you see the world, because I know you and Catania
Yes.
live a very private, quiet life.
Yes, we do.
And I know for other members of our community that you've been an icon pretty much since you are right here. So it's a lot of people there curious about probably how you see the world. So just wondering.
How I see the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a question. You know? Well, we're here. We don't really know what any of this is. There aren't any rules. We have to do our best to survive and not do too much damage. And if we have an opportunity along the way to be helpful, you know, if it's your turn to be helpful, do it. And that's pretty much it.
True. As simple as it is, you know, and we totally forget about it, you know, like you said, you know, being helpful in every opportunity you have. We all go into our own lives and into our own journey, and, you know, life can be, like you said, you know, an opportunity, all right, for us to do something good.
Yeah, I think so. It's good to give back if you have the chance, or if someone is in trouble and you can help them, that's good to do.
Right.
You know.
Right. So, talking about Catania, Cameron Saltzman, right? Is her name?
Catania Cameron Saltzman is her name.
Yeah. I know that she has been a significant part of your life, right? In different ways. Can you tell us how and where you guys find each other?
Sure, yeah. I was living in New Mexico at the time, had been there for a few years, and Catania came to town to visit friends, and I was playing with my band in a nightclub, and she came in.
Wait, you have a band?
I had a band in those days.
What do you play?
I played the bass and sang a bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that one.
It was no big deal. It was just a bar band, really, nothing special.
Okay.
But Catania came into the nightclub and asked me if she could dance on one of the breaks. She said she had a tape recorder with her. She said, I have my music. Is it okay to play this music and dance? And she was so beautiful. I was immediately touched by her beauty.
Like hook.
And yeah, like a hook, right? That's right.
Yeah.
And, you know, I bit. And I said to her, well, you don't have to play your tape recorder. We'll play it for you. And we did. And then she and I started to, you know, meet and be together. And here we are years later.
Yeah, that was what year?
That was 1976.
1976, yeah. Right in the time where my husband will say, where music was real music, you know.
Those were
great
good
bands.
Yeah,
right?
those days will never repeat.
Right.
That's all lost now. Now it's all mechanical, unfortunately.
True.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, as someone who has witnessed a lot of growth in Todos Santos, because you've been here for many, many years, what are your thoughts on the community development? How the growth has been moving forward, right? And how do you see it evolving in the future of Todos Santos?
What a question. Well, Catania and I first came to this town in 1978, I think, or 9, and it was just tiny. It was just a village, really. Not so many people, nothing happening. No shops, a couple of stores where you could buy veggies or fish.
Right.
Nothing else. Typical small Mexican town. No English was spoken really in those days. In fact, the road, we had to drive up from Cabo in a rented car, and the road was a dirt road through the desert.
Oh, okay.
It took like 3 hours to drive up here
From Cabo to Todos Santos, 3 hours.
Santos. Yeah.
Wow, that's a long time.
So then when we came back in the 90s, that was different. By that time, there had been some American expatriates, not so many, I don't know, maybe 30 or 40 expats were living in the town, and we arrived. We found the town because, well, we had been here, but we came back to visit because some friends, American friends, had moved here. And
Who
Charles and Mary Lou Stewart. Do you remember those people?
I don't.
He was a painter, and she was a painter's model. They were very interesting people. They lived right in the town.
Okay.
And we stayed with them for a couple of weeks. And we had been talking about getting out of the U.S. at that time. Not really moving here, but just, we didn't know where, but we just felt like it was time to leave the U.S. Maybe we had a little bit of, a little whiff of what's going on there now. It was just beginning to be angry, let's say, put it that way.
Oh boy.
And it was time to get out.
Imagine, that was in the 90s.
This was in the early 90s, yes.
Oh, wow.
So we moved down here just on a whim. We sold our place in Taos, packed whatever we could into our van, left all the rest behind for friends.
With the kids?
Yes. But we came down here on our own just to get it started, but yes. At that time, our daughter was not living with us, so she didn't move down here with us.
Okay.
And our son was in college at that time, so he didn't move down here with us, but they came to visit a lot.
Okay.
And since then, Serena, our daughter, moved here many years ago, and she lives here. Everyone in Todos Santos knows Serena. She's done a lot for the community.
That's good to know.
Yes. So that's how we got here.
And how you feel about the growing? I mean, because, I'm in real estate business. And I'm always I was sharing this with John Moreno because I interviewed him too. He's one of the people that really advocating for a good growth, with the balance on infrastructure and same time, bringing new commerce, but having the support of the infrastructure that the town needs to grow equal, right?
I would go back in time before this place was on the map. In those days, the foreigners who lived here, mostly Americans, Canadians, and some Italians, those people moved here because they wanted to be part of the culture. They loved Mexico. They wanted to be in Mexico. Now many people move here and they don't really want to be in Mexico. They just want to be at the beach. and they don't have a love for the community. They don't understand how people live here and survive and what it takes to raise a family here. The place has grown now so that many children, when they grow up, can't afford to live here. They have to go up somewhere else because the land is too expensive now for them to build a house. And, you know, all of this is, it's sad. That's how I really feel. It's sad. And to be able to build a very big place because construction is so much cheaper here than it is in the US, and the land doesn't cost as much, and all of this.
Right.
This is a place where, okay, if you tried to have the lifestyle that people have here, I mean the people in the big houses out there, in LA or in San Diego, you'd have to have millions of dollars to live that way. You know, you live here. You wouldn't want to live in Cabo San Lucas. You love it here.
That's why I moved here. Why we moved here.
Exactly. So but this place will be Cabo San Lucas. Maybe in 10 years.
Yeah. At this pace?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't really affect me. I'm an old man. I don't have a long future. So I don't personally I don't care personally, but I care because I love this place. I love the people here. I have so many friends in Todos Santos. I mean, original people, not.
Right.
And they're beautiful. They're beautiful.
That's why one of the reasons that I want to make this podcast, because people like you, they see being here for a long time, and they put their faith in a very dusty town when you said nothing was here. Mm-hmm. And mm-hmm. by choosing to be here and staying here, they bring, you know, the inspiration to other people to live here as well. Mm-hmm. But people like you, there are thinkers, there are more in the spiritual line and see things different, you know. Those are the people that I wish we can have more of those coming here. Those kind of people that care about life, they care about everybody, and, you know, and the community, it's important, and give back to the community, mm-hmm. basically. But hey, we cannot pick and choose, right? Who is going to
No,
live
we
here.
can't choose anything. It's a system. It's just a system, and it's.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let's switch a little bit gears.
You might ask yourself, why did I interview Robert?
No, Robert. No, it's fine. It's fine. Let's talk about your book, Understanding Cloud. Rob has a book on Amazon. Very interesting book. Very ad hoc for our times, right? Very into our times for where you question AI.
Yes.
With a very deep questions about.
Well, what I did is I was just like so many of us. I was just playing around with AI, with a chat bot online, and uh-huh. just fooling around. But it began to answer me in some really interesting ways. And what happened there is my training, my psychoanalytic training just kind of kicked in, and I started to interview the bot as if it was a patient on the couch, you know.
Oh, wow.
And I just started.
Cloud, which
yes.
you name it Cloud, right?
Well, I didn't name it. The company that sells it named it Cloud.
To AI.
The AI is called Claude.
Okay.
Okay. So I just began to interview Claude the way I would a human patient. And so the book is a record of those 24 therapy sessions. And if I should have brought you a copy of the book. I'm sorry I didn't. I should have thought of that.
I already have it on my
okay.
on my line of books.
Oh, okay.
In Amazon.
Great.
Yes.
So by following through this book and reading these sessions, by the end of the book, you have a really good idea of what AI is and isn't. And AI is a presence in the world now. It's going to affect everything. It already is, but it will more and more.
Right.
So the book has a lot of value as a kind of indicator of what we can expect and what we have to worry about also. The problem occurs when people start to believe that there's something, that the AI is actually a thing, that there's someone there. There is no someone. It's all
It's
just
how I feel.
there's no someone. You see, it's just
It's how I feel, because I even start the question, hi, can you please? And I always go, oh, thank you very much. And then, it's like, my house are like,
well, I do that.
It's a machine.
I do that too.
Do you take them?
When I talk to AI, I'm very polite, but not because I think there's someone there.
Okay.
I'm very polite because if I'm polite, I'm going to get polite answers back. Because you see, the AI is tuning, the way the AI works, this is very simplified. It's more complicated, but just to explain it, whatever you say, it hears that, but there's no one there to hear it. This is just the machine, okay?
Right.
Your words go into the machine. The machine compares those words to all the millions of words it's been trained on, and to try to see where does this fit in and get the answer back. So the answer will be something that's already floating around out there, that the AI has read every book that's ever been written, knows all the words.
Right.
So if you give it a good prompt, that's what this is called. When you write something, it's a prompt. You're prompting it. If you give it a good prompt, you'll get a good answer. If you give it a polite prompt, you're going to get a polite answer. Okay,
That's so interesting.
It's important to realize that that's just a game and there's really no one there. And you don't have to be polite. You can say anything you want.
Right. Well, that's a very interesting subject to be
Well, the book is interesting.
Explored.
I
And the
hope
book's
you
interesting.
read it.
I hope you read it. It's called Understanding Cloud. And it's in Amazon, right?
Yes, it's on
in Amazon, and it's 21 consultations, or
it's 24.
24. How you call them? Episodios? No.
Well,
Sessions.
Yeah, sessions.
Sessions where Robert basically psychoanalyze AI. So look for this book in Amazon, and I just don't want to take more of your time.
Well,
but please share with us one thing that you want to give a message to the community. Something that you want to express, and sometimes I wish people will notice.
This is my last word.
Basically, I'm just kidding.
Okay. So the last word, you'll cut this part out, right?
No. Goes all organic as it is.
Oh, whatever. The last word. What a question. What a question. Okay, I have something. This town is developing fast. It will never be more beautiful than it is now. So enjoy it while we still have it. Be kind to everyone. Try to just have a good time while we still have this loveliness.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That's a beautiful way to.
It's my pleasure, Adali. It's very nice speaking with you.
Likewise. And thank you all that listen to this podcast. Please subscribe to our channel, Todos en Todo. And I just want to take this little time to thank Pantheon 19 for helping us with the facilities to be recording this podcast. I want to also thank Tom. Tom Moran is our videographer and photographer, has been doing all this work for us, for Todos en Todo. And I appreciate your time, Tom. And to Frida, to put all the podcasts, and all the social media managing. And thank you for your time, and take time from your schedule to listen to Todos en Todo. My name is Adali Parks, and take care of yourself and take care of community. Love it. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you, Adali.